Hello friends, this video on Sources of Energy Part 6 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So now let us look at some of the conventional sources of energy which are renewable. Right? Because fossil fuels are something which were non-renewable. Why? Because when we talk about coal or petroleum or natural gas, what are they? How are they formed? They were formed by decomposition of dead plants and animals. Now, we do not know, since the formation of fossil fuels is not in our hands, we do not know how much fossil fuels were formed that time and how much stock do we actually have. But all we know that once coal is burned, it is gone forever. So that means whatever stock we have, that is all limited. Now, if the population of the world keeps increasing in this way, then our need for energy will also keep on increasing. So we will use more and more fossil fuels. So we do not know when a day will come when our demand will be more than the supply. So demand means the usage of these fossil fuels and supply means the formation of the fossil fuels. So a day might come when we will not have any more stock of these coal, petroleum or natural gas. So that means fossil fuels are non-renewable sources of energy. So you cannot reuse fossil fuels again and again, and that is why there is a limitation to their availability. Right? Now let us look at hydropower plants. So what are hydropower plants? So here also we actually generate electricity. But here we generate electricity with the help of water. So here potential energy of water stored at heights is converted into kinetic energy of flowing water, which in turn is converted to electricity. So in this case, we utilize the potential energy of water and the kinetic energy of water. So what do? We store water at a very high place. Let us suppose you have stored some water at a height, and then if you allow that water to fall from that height. So are you reminded of any natural thing of this kind? You can think of a waterfall. If you look at a waterfall, have you seen that how much energy that water has? That's because the water is falling from a height. So the water which is present there at a height, it has got a potential energy stored in it. Because potential energy is something which is by virtue of height. Right? So the water which is present at that height, it has a potential energy. The moment water falls from that height, the potential energy gets converted into the kinetic energy of flowing water. And this flowing water is then used to generate electricity. So how will this flowing water generate electricity? As I mentioned before, in order to generate electricity, I need electric generator. Now in that electric generator, I will have a turbine. So in order to generate electricity, I need to rotate the turbine. So this flowing water will actually rotate the turbine. So it is something like this. Let us suppose if you place the turbine at the bottom, let us suppose this is my turbine. If water is flowing like this, what it will do? These blades of the turbine are very light. So as water flows on it, the turbine will keep rotating like this. And this rotation of the turbine will produce electricity. Right? So that means if you have such waterfalls, you can make use of these waterfalls, right? That the kinetic energy of the flowing water can be used to rotate the turbine, which in turn can be used to produce electricity. And this is known as hydroelectricity because electricity is generated from water. And this is a renewable source of energy. That's because, you do not have a limited stock of water. Right? Because water keeps coming, even though the water gets converted into electricity, but whenever there is a rainfall, you get more stock of water. So your stock of water gets renewed over a period of time. Right? So it is a renewable source of energy. Now, the thing is that right now I gave you the example of waterfall, but not many such waterfalls are present. That is why dams are constructed for the purpose of hydroelectricity generation. Now what are dams? Dams are nothing but a kind of obstruction in a water body. So whenever there is an obstruction, the water which was flowing normally, it will strike with that dam, and what will happen? Its energy will increase because of that obstruction. So in dams, we actually create a reservoir to store water at certain height. So water gets stored in that reservoir at a height, and then water is allowed to fall from that height. So when water falls from that height, it becomes similar to a waterfall, right? So when it falls from that height, the water will have a lot of kinetic energy which will be used to rotate the turbine. So this is how the hydroelectric generation process actually looks like. So if you see here, this is your reservoir, that is the intake. So this is where you are actually storing the water, right? So from here and here you have kept the turbine. So this is your turbine. So the water is allowed to fall from this reservoir down. So when it falls, it has a lot of kinetic energy. That kinetic energy is then used to rotate the turbine. So once you rotate the turbine, this is the generator. So this generator is used to produce electricity. So the generator is present in the powerhouse, right? So generator will generate electricity, and then the electricity will be distributed in the form of power lines, right? So we have constructed, this is my dam, this is the dam, and this is the powerhouse. So the dam and the powerhouse are constructed, connected to each other, so that the dams, now what is the purpose of this dam? This dam actually has a reservoir to collect the water. Now it also acts as an obstruction to the normal flow of the water. So this is how we generate hydroelectricity. So what happens? Let us look at the process stepwise. Dams are constructed which obstruct the water flow. Water gets collected in big reservoirs which are constructed at a height with the dam. Kinetic energy of water gets converted into potential energy, because till now the water was just flowing. So water had some kinetic energy. But now when you store this water in big reservoirs at certain height from the ground, so now the water is having potential energy. So we can say that the kinetic energy got converted into potential energy. Now water from high level is carried to the low level where turbine is located. So from this high level, you are actually carrying the water to the low level where the turbine is located. So what is happening? The potential energy is again getting converted to kinetic energy, because the water is again flowing through the pipe, and then it reaches the turbine. So kinetic energy of the water now runs the turbine. So the turbine starts rotating. So that means a mechanical energy is involved. Now in electric generator, what happens? Mechanical energy gets converted into electrical energy. So electricity will be produced by the generator. So that is how the hydroelectric generation takes place using dams. But now since water gets filled by rainfall, therefore it is a renewable resource. So it is like, so rainfall keeps taking place over a period of time. It keeps happening frequently. So we really do not need to worry about the limited stock of water or something like that. So we call this as a renewable sources of energy. So that means which can be a source of energy which can be renewed over and again. Now there are certain disadvantages as well which are involved with the construction of the dams. The constructing dam is not a very small thing to do. Let us suppose if you think that there is, you want to generate electricity for your locality. So you think, okay, fine, let me try to construct a dam in my locality on some river. So it is not that easy as well, because in order to construct dam, you need a large area, correct? So large areas of agricultural land needs to be sacrificed. So sometimes it happens that a huge portion of the land which we are actually using in order to construct dam, earlier it was an agricultural land. So a lot of agriculture was taking place there. So we have to compromise that agricultural land. Huge human habitation is also compromised. Sometimes it also happens because you cannot construct dam anywhere and everywhere. You have to construct dam only on a river. So you have to find out a suitable location where you can actually construct a dam. Now in that region, let us suppose that maybe near the banks of that river, you have so many people residing there. They have their homes, they have their earning. Their earning comes from the agricultural land. They stay there, they have their small houses there. So now if you want to construct a dam on that river, for the betterment of the locality, not the locality, for the betterment of the country or the world as such, because you are actually generating electricity, and electricity is something which everyone needs. But at the same time, you need to compromise with that agricultural land, you need to compromise with the habitat of so many human beings, right? So that also sometimes becomes a big sacrifice or a big compromise. So these are some of the disadvantages of dams construction. Large ecosystems are destroyed when submerged under the water in dams. Like, even inside the water, we have so many ecosystems present there, right? For example, we have so many fishes, we have so many other plants, algae, and so many other living organisms even inside water. Now, as soon as we construct dam, the region where you actually do the construction, so maybe there will be so many living organisms which were present in the water exactly where you have constructed the dam. So what happened? Those ecosystems were destroyed. Let us suppose if there were a group of fishes or something which were living in the water, and there itself you constructed the dam, so they got deprived of their food and shelter, and they died. So that means you also have not only compromised with the agricultural land and human habitation, there are certain ecosystems of water which gets destroyed when they get submerged under the water in dams. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.